Hi, I'm Bobcat Goldthwait. I'm a comedian and a Gemini. I got started improv about 2 weeks ago when Joel called me up and asked me to do improv. This is the second time I had done improv on stage. The last time was probably like 20 some years ago. And so if you're like a student, you're going, well, this jerk can get on stage. And he didn't even take the classes. But I will say, my act that I do as a nightclub comedian there's a lot of improv in that. But this was very scary for me. So my hat's off to you folks that are doing improv. I'm just laughing because in the middle of the sketch, Mitch asked me for my driver's license, and so I handed him my actual driver's license, which is me wearing a toupee.
The kind of guys that would pick up a young man on the way to a football game. Son of a bitch! Fucking cops!
Hey, can you hold my gun? And my handcuffs? Hello, officer.
How are you?
Oh, really good. This kid was drinking on the side of the road, and I said, get in here, and I got his bottle because I thought it would be good evidence in case you wanted to take him to the Huskow or Crowbar Motel. I'm originally from the 30s.
Sure.
I don't know why I keep driving. Let me put it in gear. There we go.
For all of us. You can see your ID, please.
Oh,
Here you go. Wow.
Yeah, that was when I was wearing my toupee. Very nervous, you know. I really just kind of, one part of me wanted to just, you know, switch into the Grover voice and go, ah! But I didn't. It was a lot more fun, actually, because stand-up is kind of like, you know, where I do it. I make my living doing stand-up anywhere where it's still the 80s, so, because I was huge then. So it's usually a lot of drunk people drinking Zimas and yelling at me. So I guess I have improv from dealing with live audiences, but not this kind of improv where you're actually trying to move a scene along. I've written and directed a few movies. The last two were at Sundance, Sleeping Dogs Lie and World's Greatest Dad. And when I make a movie, I always do you know, we shoot a scene, but then I always do other versions where I tell the actors to don't worry about what's in the script, and then we do versions of the same scenes, but where people ad-lib and change lines and things like that. And there's kind of two schools of acting. So there's the folks that memorize every line, but those actors, when I tell them to do that, that's usually their best pass because they're not thinking, you know, they're not worried about saying theirs and those and thous, and then the actors that ad-lib usually just take off. And it's even like in the last movie, a lot of the scenes that I really like are kind of ad-lib scenes, and they're not even comedy scenes, they're just things, you know, that Robin Williams' performance. When you act in a movie, this is something that took me a long time to learn that. Don't try to make the set laugh, you know. Just keep everything's really small. Like, you know, one thing I like to do is tell actors to see how quiet they can do a scene, and it's really funny because that's how we really do talk, and it ends up being really powerful. Because you're a comic, you're trying to make the guy in craft service laugh. You know, you're like yelling, you know, eh, blah blah, or I did at least. Don't really listen to what you know, what everybody else is saying. You know, don't seek out the negative. Just keep doing it and go on stage as often as possible. Because if you're a comedian, that means you have a really big ego, but then you're super insecure at the same time. So after the show, you're gonna find the guy that hated you in the crowd, or you're gonna find the person that loved you. So just kind of ignore all that stuff and just do what kind of you're interested in. And you too could be 48 years old renting a house in the valley.